Welcome to the Real Triathlon Podcast. I'm your host, Garrick Lowen, here with Nicholas Chase and Jackson Laundry.
And we're back to the Real Triathlon Podcast. Today we have Mark, myself, Lisa, and Jackson. And we didn't come onto this program tonight with anything planned or discussion is going to be completely authentic, off the cuff, just like those old time shows you have come to know and love.
Right? Yay! I fixed my
back.
audio too. Nick wasn't even letting me give me time to fix my audio, and he started it, but I got it fixed anyway.
Well, I figured my monologue was long enough to get something done.
All right. Where is everyone right now?
Mark is at Leslie Smith's in Boulder.
Yep.
Is he really?
I could have said that.
You're bunkmates.
Yep.
Wait a minute. I thought you
roommates.
were moving with her.
Back in the bubble.
So this is also where we didn't want to tell everyone because they were like trying to keep it a secret. Mark and Leslie have been dating for about a year, and he's finally moving in. And
finally, it's come out.
This is now the show where we tell everyone that they've been together and they're madly in love.
I'm not sure if this is a good joke.
This is how rumors start. I can't wait. If this ever comes back to you via word of mouth, you have to tell me.
Okay, I will.
And I'll know like there's actually like
there's actually listeners.
Yeah.
Jackson's in Guelph, I'm guessing.
Jackson's eating it
back home.
What?
I'm back home in Guelph, yeah.
Yep.
Lisa, Boulder or Fort wherever's?
No, I'm at Denver International Airport, sitting outside my gate to Tucson.
To Tucson?
Wait, what? Why?
Oh my gosh, you guys haven't heard this? All right, Lisa, go for it. I'm gonna mute.
You guys have heard this.
No, I haven't.
I'm headed to Tucson for a solid 5 days. Then I'm flying out on Memorial Day with like 10 flights. Well, actually 3 flights to go to Spain, and then going to Italy because I'm doing a little pre camp.
I remember what it is now.
Yeah, I'm going to guide a visually impaired athlete at 2 World Cup races in Europe. So I got to do a little pit stop in Tucson to figure out how to ride a tandem bike and tether.
In Tucson or in
Tempe?
Tempe?
In Tucson.
Oh, that's awesome. So what's her name?
Her name is Taylor Talbot.
And she lives in Tucson or just there because of her coach?
Yeah, she lives in Tucson. She actually she's coached by Wes Johnson and Jocelyn. Yeah, so the University of Arizona coaches.
That's awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you bring all the travel necessities, pillows, sleeping aids, etc.?
Dude, I have no idea. I brought some melatonin and some iron. some
Rookie mistake.
ibuprofen.
Some iron.
Because I take iron, like an iron pill.
That's not.
Will occasionally have a low ferritin.
Travel essential. That's just that's a supplement.
That's a life's essential, I guess.
Dang. Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
need to travel with Nick
no
and I.
idea
Nick and
what
I we're locked and loaded.
I do, because I've literally never been to Europe. So this could be a disaster. And like I said, we probably in a week and a half span, we have 10 different flights that we're going to make it. And we need my bike to make it and a tandem bike to make it. And I think there's no way that this is all going to go smoothly.
Who puts the tandem bike together? Like, is it you? You're in charge of the maintenance?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I think. You got to be a mechanic, Lisa. That's what you're also going on this trip for.
I got to be a mechanic, and then I have to be like a driver. So I had to get an international driver's license yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
And I had to get an EKG yesterday because World Triathlon makes you get EKGs even if you're just guiding. I had to do that.
That's a lot of pressure.
I mean, you have to do the same
international
triathlon. Jackson with
frozen.
the latency.
I think he was going to ask about international driver's license.
We still
well, okay. So this is this is new to me, the international driver's license. But can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. Did Jackson? No, not at all.
Maybe Jackson's power's out again.
Something happened.
Driver's
Just
license.
a little like mumble every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
There's back. You can speak now, sir. We've got at least a picture.
I was just asking about the international driver's license. That's
I
all.
knew it.
Shoot.
What is that? I've never used that. I've driven in Europe many times and do not have that.
Yeah, I think they scammed you, Lisa.
Well, it might be a scam, but so my boyfriend Steve went to Japan last year with a couple buddies to go on this epic ski trip, and they rented a car and they got there and they were like, you need an international driver's license, and they didn't have one, so they wouldn't rent them a car, so they literally had to walk and take public transit to get to this like little remote village. It was insane.
I think in those cultures that's actually pretty true because they have like way more strict government bullshit.
In Europe, you're fine though.
Well, I don't know, but I don't think it's all parts of Europe, because I think if you get into an accident or get pulled over, like it could face really big fines if you don't have an international driver's license.
What, you just took it online though? So what's that qualify you to do?
I don't know, drive a car in another country, but it's super easy. You just go to like a AAA and it costs $30 and it takes about 10 minutes. You give them their license, they take
give
a
you the
photo
answers.
of you, and they you don't even take a test. It's literally like, okay,
all right, so
you're good.
I just typed into Google, do I need an INT? And it just popped up international driver's license. So obviously people are real concerned about this. So
yeah.
Let's see why. Okay, you might need it. Oh yeah, state driver's license is good in Canada and Mexico. In other countries, you're going to have different foreign driver policies. So that was no help. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, because we're actually like, before we go to Spain, we like fly into Portugal, so I have to drive from Portugal to Spain in a rental car, apparently.
Well, let's just say it's probably to cover your ass, and that's a good thing. And now you've got a new skill.
Yes.
You never had before, so it's
I don't know if it's a skill or just carrying an extra piece of paper with me.
I mean, it was at least you get a drive on the normal side. I went when I was in the UK,
God.
It was so scary.
Oh yeah, in the UK, Mark, I forgot you had to do
Yeah.
that.
Did you have a rental car? Like you
before.
drove?
Yeah, I had to get a rental, and all of the places I went, I stayed in this town, this really shitty town. Actually, it wasn't that shitty. Everyone I told about it, that was like, "Oh,
You
why'd
can't
you
say
stay
that
there?"
about a town
Called
anymore.
Milton Keynes.
Publicly.
It was
Milton. My old roommate is from Milton Keynes.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but they're known for their roundabouts, like thousands of roundabouts everywhere, and they're super confusing because they're like 4 lanes deep.
I can't even picture this because Mark already cannot see, and he's in a foreign country. He's driving on the wrong side of the road, wrong side of the car. I wish I could have.
It was really funny. There was one day I was just super focused, I think, coming out of the swim, and I got to the right, whatever, the wrong side of the car for the UK. Got in and like pretended to grab the steering wheel, and there was just nothing there.
Didn't even notice it at all until you.
I didn't even get out. I just jumped over the center console and just took off because I was embarrassed.
God. All right, so I think it's tangent pretty hardcore on all this part, but reel us back in. Lisa, that's pretty awesome. You're gonna have a sweet trip. Jackson, you're about to have a sweet trip also, because you're going to the PTO 100 San Francisco. We've sent you a special invite.
Cool. Yeah, I'm
When
going.
do you have to get
Not leaving
there?
for about almost 2 weeks, but gotta get back and do some hard training. I'm doing some more testing tomorrow. Got to get this neck freaking sorted out because it always jacks up on me after races these days for some reason.
I thought it was your back.
It's like my neck back. It's like probably the bottom cervical vertebrae.
Your neck back.
You just lead right into that one for me. Thank you.
Where it's like if you like take your finger and trace down your neck, at some
My
point you're at your
neck.
back, but at the point where you're
My
like, is
back.
this my neck or my back?
I think
That's where
it's
it is.
all neck.
I
Spine. It's just the spine.
Yeah, but the spine is in your neck and your back.
What
And
about the
way
crack?
down.
All right.
Anyways,
We're not going to
it's
that.
just seized up. So I got to get that loosened up. But usually that just takes about 3 days and it's fine. So I'm not worried about that.
Is that a rice bag?
Is that a heat
This
condom?
is a neck thingy that's hot and it feels really nice.
Filled with rice?
I don't know what it's filled with. It's filled with whatever they filled it with. I just bought it.
Oh, you just bought it.
Mark, thank you for that fact check. I was really curious.
What fact check?
What's that made out of there? Is it could be a new material I've never even heard of? I'd like to
It
know.
might be. You didn't know. You would know if it
Anyways,
was rice.
we all raced. Everything happened. Can we hear about challenge championship?
Well, we were in another country, if you can imagine that.
Another-
And
Yeah.
well, we got it. Mark was there well before me and already knew everything and was high-fiving everyone in the neighborhood and made all kinds of friends.
I liked it. It was a good area.
Yeah, it's just plain it's open roads and fields for farming. Like the roads were pretty butter too. It was really good training around there, but flat is something that's
Yeah, like
on
two,
desk.
3 weeks would be enough there. Like you'd kind of go crazy, but
Yeah.
perfect for training.
is it like kind of Cozumel vibes where like you just kind of ride the same area and it's super
No,
flat?
there's a bunch
No.
of variety. It's just all the same, like
Flat.
bunch of roads, but it all looks the same.
Like now I'm next to this type of crop. Now I'm next to this type of crop. This grass is taller.
it
This
hot?
grass is shorter.
No, it was pretty good.
It was like St. George, but a little more humid.
Jackson, you've been there, so
Okay.
you know how it is. It's just super convenient. Like Nick and I on race morning, we just woke up and walked a quarter mile, and we were at our bikes for transition.
So weird. We like shortcutted ourselves through transition. We're like, all right, well, I guess that was the easiest fucking race entrance we've
Yeah.
ever had.
The start was at 8:30. It was just like, and you walked to the start of the swim. Everything was just super simple on race day, or leading into the race for training, everything. They had a weight room, they had a pool, 2 pools, hot tubs. Nick and I had a fun bonding experience at the wellness center.
So they tell
You
you
can-
when you go into this wellness center, like they've got all these saunas and hot tubs, and there's a cold plunge. And we just really wanted the cold plunge hot tub cold plunge sauna combo.
Mhm.
And it was like we're in there, we're checking it out, and you can't wear any garments. Like you have to be naked under a sheet or a towel. And so obviously that means you just got to jump into the old water situation full on, dude, just look each other in the eye and have a moment.
Yeah,
Is
we
it co-ed?
bonded. We seriously bonded.
It was co-ed, but it was just dudes
Seriously?
who were there.
Well, no, there was the girl who jumped in with us at the end.
Oh yeah, there was a husband and wife who came, so it was not completely dude.
But we jumped.
Wow.
We're in the ice bath, and it's just the 2 of us, and it's like freaking cold. But they just like the way they cool it down is they just drop ice in it from this like ice chute, and it just is splashing us.
was
I
real
don't know why I
hot.
just thought of that, but yeah, big bonding moment with Mr.
All right.
Nicholas Chase.
All right, so that was pretty epic. We did that room, and they had like
That
a
was
salt
Wednesday.
organizer room too, where you could breathe in like salt, purified salts, like antimicrobial. It's pretty good for you. So other than that, the food was good, free, well done.
It gets old after about 4 days there.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
well, I think pizza is still gonna taste the same as yesterday's pizza, but probably all right.
It was the same
What a-
meals every day for lunch and dinner.
But it was like all included. Like you guys got some nights in the hotel and then free food and free
Yeah.
access to like the cool.
Yeah, they put they put Nick and I up from Thursday to Sunday or Monday morning, I guess.
Totally spoiled us.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner,
That-
and yeah, they did spoil us.
That's
And
epic.
challenge family championship itself, like as an event, was insane cool. Obviously televised. Mark was right up there out first across the timing mat, out sprinted Rico Bogan up the hill to get the preem. So that was his
Yeah,
fire.
buddy.
of
I
That
didn't
was
even
that was
sprint.
epic.
I didn't even sprint.
You just ran.
Yeah, like I
I
didn't.
was just running.
I didn't expend. Like I didn't do anything extra. I just went up the sand how I normally would, and I think he thought he had a bigger gap or something.
Anyways, you nailed
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, that was the best part of my race. Was probably
And
winning
first on the
swim.
bike, were you?
The bike was good, and then just man, they're fast and
Whew.
powerful, and yeah, I ended up pushing like one of my best race powers, but just wasn't enough.
Which just shows you, like, in a straight line, if you got 16 fellers moving, it is a movement there.
Yeah, and I definitely just when I lost contact, it like just extended so fast, and I think I'm trying to like think about it, and I want to double check with Strava, but I think who's the BMC guy? Hogan Hobb?
Hogan Hobb.
I think he attacked when we were still on that river path. So I think that's when I lost the separation, was when he went off the front. And then there's that a delayed reaction because I was like 6 or 7 people deep. And I just wasn't able to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I pushed 3:35 for the first 30 or 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's strong. And Fred Funk and was even able to, like, one of the fastest bike courses were world record. I mean, it was a little short, I think.
Yeah, it was quite a bit short.
Computer. But what was that? They went 140 something.
Yeah, actually, I knew we were going to talk about this, so I pulled it up because what I like about Fred is he shares his data. So he does time trial
No
Tuesdays.
secrets.
No secrets. No, it's awesome.
We love no secrets.
7.5K. So 2.5K short. His time was 1:48. Insane. Only 53 meters of
Wow.
elevation gain, 48.5 kilometers per hour. So I think that's just over 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
And then average 347 watts.
Just such a stud.
But did 30 minutes at 370 during his attack.
Oh.
So they're
That's
doing the challenge is still allowing bottles in the suits, right?
Yeah,
No.
actually, that was a bit frustrating.
Oh,
So
you're right.
at the briefing, they go, no bottles. The head referee stands in front of all the pros and says, no bottles in the chest. You can put it down your back, but no bottles in the chest. Everything has to be approved through
That you
me.
put on your body.
Yeah, and then the next day, it's like, okay, now there's all these bottles, and I'm just like, what's going on?
So at the very end of the pro briefing, somebody raised their hand and said, "Can we use camelbacks?" And then the ref said, "Anything that you plan or intend to use, you need to get cleared by me first." And so I think people were asking after the fact if they could put, and I asked Belinda about it, and she said she didn't see anybody with water bottles but camelbacks. So I don't know if there was actual water bottles.
No, they definitely had water bottles.
So
I saw in Fred's it looked like he had a camelback down on the front.
I don't understand why that would be any different than having a water bottle without the front.
It is a
apparently
water bottle. It's just a water bottle with soft sides.
Squishy sides. That's so dumb.
Well, I
they
think
didn't-
that
Jan
wasn't-
definitely had a bottle.
I think that was basically an Ironman specific rule, and World Triathlon is much more flexible.
Yeah, it's just annoying that the ref said it's approved or not approved, and then of course they go to him afterwards and get it like it's like behind the scenes kind of. And I guess
Yeah,
I
I'm not
could've-
really a fan of that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of dumb. Like, why would you approve it if you say no bottles and just don't approve it?
Yeah,
It's not like you can
Or-
prove
or
that you
announce
need a
it,
bottle
like-
down there. Wasn't it not even hot? Like, you don't need a bottle down your front.
no,
it
it's
was-
strictly for
it was in the
aerodynamics.
60s. Yeah, really weird. Good point.
But anyways,
Um,
it's fast riding. I mean, it looked like that race played out like you guys were asking me a little while ago, like, why don't you go to challenge? And I'm like, it's gonna be a bunch of crazy fast swimmers who are also insane bikers. So if I get out a minute down, I'm not catching up. Like, if I'm in there, I'm sure I could probably hang in there or I
Yeah.
could ride with those guys, but I'm not gonna. And I would have to have the swim of my life. I have swam with Fred Funk before, but he has really improved. So like most of the time he gets out ahead of me, and then if I'm even more than like say 10 seconds behind that group, 20 seconds max, I'm toast. So I was like, go to Chattanooga, and that's
All right, we
where.
get it. You told us so. All
But
right.
no, it makes sense.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
knew
no,
we're
I,
I
here.
mean,
I knew that Mark was going to be in there, and he would have a chance to go with those boys. But
oh man,
that's
and I wanted to, but some regrets about going there as well. I mean, it was a blast. No regrets actually, because I got a taste of just how good, and it's just championship racing. Like they're good, but also,
A lot of guys pulled out.
you know, I got guys pulled out.
Really?
Yeah,
There
Peter
were like
Carrick.
4 or 5 motos at the front, and I'm not saying that was like a huge advantage. It's just part of it. It's part of that championship racing.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
Mark,
Yeah.
did you think how was your wind tunnel situation, and how were those changed?
He
Yeah,
put
it
the
was pretty
bottle
epic.
straight up his keister. I can tell you that much.
What did you just say?
So he rode with the bottle straight up his keister. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was the fastest. Is just like streamlining the whatever Nick said the keister.
He
Um, yeah, it was overall. I saved or like if I were to translate it perfectly to outside, would save 23 watts at I think 45 kilometers per hour. So at 27.5 miles an hour.
I'm looking at your setup here. You got a
Yep,
bottle pointed backwards. That helps you a lot, eh?
that one was the biggest. Not the biggest game, but a nice surprise. That
You're
was like
blocking your
3 or
mic,
4
Jack.
watts, just putting the arrow bottle on the back above my normally like my feed bottle on the back. I didn't change that at all. I just added an arrow bottle at the top.
How'd you get it on top of it? Just taped
Just
it?
zip ties. So the bi saddle, because it has the gaps in the adjustable framing, I was able to zip tie it to that.
So what you're saying is when I do my testing tomorrow, I should test this.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should. It's super simple, and I had it resting up against
his crack.
maybe like when I'm in TT, it was like an inch, like my butt would kind of touch it.
So wait, what bottle mount did you use for the main bottle?
It's just an X Lab carbon.
Yeah.
But get
Well, I'll
this,
see if I can bring something up tonight.
Joe Skipper showed us like this version of what Mark did. It's like this actual, like, looked like a 2 liter round water bottle
Yeah,
off the back, like a wing.
by Prince for
Straw.
watts.
Yeah. How many watts was it?
He said 20. It was like a 2 liter jug off the
insane.
back of your bike.
It's functional.
It's insane though. And so Jackson, I'm curious if it tests faster for you. And you can also do a bottle parallel to the ground. Mine is at like 45 degrees. So I'm curious if that would change or if
And
you
that's
be able to
basically
tell with your
what Ditlev's wind tunnel picture was. If you go to Bike on
dude,
Scott,
that's actually insane.
if you look at his, he's got what looks like a more of a bulbous under kind of fairing. It's not really a bottle, but it's just the shape of it looks like a straight up fairing.
And he got like a 2 liter feed bottle.
Yeah, it's got to test fast. I think that's the next thing. Everyone's going to be having tails on their bikes.
Yeah, I know. There's just but it's so much fun, and it does make a difference when you add it all up. It's just expensive. So, but that's a good tangent. The biggest gains, you don't need a wind tunnel for. And I'm not saying it wasn't worth going to the wind tunnel. I'm not really surprised by it. Is the hunching the shoulders, like your helmet, and how you hunt or whatever.
Hold your shoulders to your ears lobes, like shrug.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And then like pushing that head down. Jackson, you obviously do that really well. But that was by far the biggest savings. I think that ended up being like 5 to 8 watts or whatever. And then I changed back to the cask, which ended up being a faster helmet for the new position. Because I lowered the stack and moved the elbows in just a little bit closer to each other.
So you just
I want to know because somebody messaged me after Chattanooga and said that I would lost 20 to 25 watts because my visor was on top of my helmet. instead of being like actually down and on. But for practical purposes, I couldn't see with it down, so I had to put it up because I didn't want to ditch it.
Whoever
Do you
said
guys
that was
actually think it'd
probably
be 20?
way wrong. There's no way.
No, I highly doubt that, Lisa. I mean, you see a lot of the guys not wearing visors. They've found that it's for some people, for some helmets,
Sunglasses are faster.
yeah, and then you're not hot, you're not overheating, which is a huge thing.
Yeah. Well, I just couldn't see. I was like, dude, I couldn't see. So
Nobody
like,
wore a visor in that race because no one could see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackson
Jackson,
put
I
his
have this
visor.
awesome picture
Everybody
of
else
you.
was too.
We took a screenshot of Jackson riding with his visor shoved down his back. It looked like some crazy wing or
I know, I thought you were doing some arrow thing.
Man, I got so screwed from the not putting it down the chest roll in this race because my friggin' bottle cage completely broke off. Yeah, so as if that's arrow, right? I was like,
It looks arrow.
the ducktail.
God, I could feel the drag pulling on my back. I'm like,
Like-
I'm throwing this thing to the next aid station.
He's like, it's just
But
my
bottle
spine.
cage broke off completely, and I had my bottle in the cage in my hand, and I was trying to like ride, but it was the roughest, shittiest part of the course, and I ended up dropping it. So that I would have jammed down the front, and the freaking visor as well. So I would have had like a nice bulbous front thing going on in that race, but I couldn't, and it fucked me over. But whatever.
I'm gonna start
Oh,
sticking
man.
my flat kit down there. Then they can't yell at me. It's necessity for racing.
yes. All right, guys, I gotta jump off because my plane is boarding. But best of luck with the rest of this.
Thanks, Lisa. Safe flight.
Yeah, I will catch you guys later.
Have fun.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Hey,
Yeah, it was awesome watching Lisa on the so much TV time too. Like that race was an RTS fest. It was awesome.
sweet. Yeah, I'm glad it was. Is my back and forth here?
Yeah, your
You're just really
microphone.
quiet.
How about now?
It's back to good. Thank you
Yeah.
to our listeners for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Jackson, so how did you feel about Chattanooga? I haven't really talked to you. Obviously, congrats on another podium.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Oh, testing.
No,
Okay,
that's much better.
we're back. I felt pretty good, except
Get out
for
of there.
Okay, it's not better. Never mind.
1 minute.
Again,
Plug it in.
we'd like to
There's some
Let's see.
technical difficulties
take
here.
a thank you real quick to anyone who's sticking with us through this protocol of audio.
Who's
We'd
gonna-
like to take
Who's
a
gonna edit it?
small break to do an advertisement for the new
Clothing
RTS
store.
gear.
And you can
Buy
get
it.
via our Instagram link in bio, and it'll take you right there, or on our website, realtrisquad.com.
Yes.
Isn't it bad that anytime I have to say dot anything, I want to say dot go fuck yourself?
Why?
I don't know. I've always wanted to do that.
You should make that. Top
Jackson,
G, go fuck yourself. Yeah.
we can't hear you at all now, bud. Oh, you got a
God.
reselector on the old settings and go to audio, select this microphone.
How about now?
Yep.
Okay, you have me.
Good job.
All right, so race pretty good. Still would have freaking. I did everything I needed to be in a position to win, and I just didn't friggin' win, and that sucks sometimes. And you just have to
Yeah.
deal with it. Like I felt like I actually ran not like bad. I'm a little surprised it was almost 115. It felt better than that. But
How
yeah,
hot
I
was
mean,
it?
I was short on calories, and that's my own fault because of not securing that bottle better, I guess. But Matt also was short on calories. He had the same thing happen, and he still ran 109.48, and I ran 114.48, exactly 5 minutes slower. So, it was a crazy event to take part in, just to see how that went down. Like it looked for a long time like it was either gonna be Nicholas Quinet, just like I knew he went out too hard, and I was like, all right, there's no way. Like he
Did you
put like
swim
20
too hard as well?
swim.
Yeah, you probably swam a bit too hard too.
maybe. I mean, but he biked so hard at the start too, and like it just seems like he really can't hold himself back. And he's like super excited and just wants to go up front. So he did that in the swim, which he's able to do because he's so good. And the bike, he did it for a long time until we caught him, and then he was like at the back and you know, just sort of conserving maybe for the run. And then on the run, first mile, he put like a good 15 seconds in me. And I just knew like that was going to be costly because it's an uphill, it's warm, start of the run, everyone's cheering. And it looks like his stride to me looked like someone running like a 10K time trial. Like it just didn't look like he was relaxing into like a 70.3 effort. And after that, we ran like pretty similar. We put in like a couple seconds a mile, and he just kind of stretched it out there. And then he started coming back a little bit. But then at that second U turn, Matt had just freaking made up so much time in between like 10 to 14K. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, this guy's freaking coming. But it was
You were
getting
getting
hot.
splits, or you could see him.
There's one U turn at like 4K and like 15K where you could
Okay.
see him. And at 4K, he was almost 4 minutes behind me still. And I was like, okay, 4 minutes, like this is fine. And then at 15K, it was like a minute and a half. And I'm like, God damn it. Or a minute. And so I figured he was coming. And I mean, there's one pretty steep hill at like 3K from the end. And it was hot. And I had to take it easy because I knew my heart rate was going to spike like crazy on that hill. And Matt just clawed back so much time on that hill. He just smashed it. And then he's like, we're all like catching each other at the same time. Like Nicholas is like right there and he's falling apart, looking back every like 10 seconds. I'm like, this,
Oh
I've
no.
got him. But then fucking Matt just gets me just before. And I'm like,
Oh,
literally, I didn't even get into the fucking lead. I literally chased that guy for an hour, more than an hour. And then a minute before I catch him, I get passed.
oh my God. That is
So
such a tragic story, though, hearing it.
And then yeah, I mean, and then Matt just was gone. Like it's just crazy him running like that. But then I had to keep on it because like Trevor closed so hard too. He
Yeah, he
posted about
did.
the run and he ran like a 5:08 on his last mile. So like he brought it to like 13 seconds. So anyway, it was a
Oh my-
good race. Matt deserves it. He's a freaking stellar guy and he works so hard. And one in every 10 races, he just pulls off something like that. And then he's like insane. And we've seen it happen on the big stages, like maybe the most competitive race ever in Daytona. He was second.
Yeah.
So he's so good. So anyway, it was great for him. And second, I can't really complain. It's still a solid score for me. Got me up there in the Ironman score and my
Yeah,
PTO
you're
rank
number
up.
3 now or 2 in the Ironman series.
Yeah, number 3.
That's
Number
crazy.
3. Can we get any teasers on Lake Placid or?
Well, you can just know that if I get into PTO London, I'll do PTO London, and if
And
I
not
don't,
Lake Placid?
Lake Placid. Yeah,
So it's either London or Placid.
yeah. If they were
Ooh,
opposite, if they were like London was a week before Placid, then I would possibly do both. But you can't do Placid and then fly east and do London. That's insane. So
no,
No.
that'd be savage.
yeah,
Well, I think you're gonna do great at the Alcatraz race. So I have a feeling you'll get the London spot,
That's
and then
right,
you don't
dog.
have to do any Ironmans.
You're gonna be racing Fred Funk, Ditlev,
Yeah.
I
friggin'
know.
Longerton. It's gonna
I
be
gotta do
insane.
it. I just gotta swim with the boy. Like it's gonna be 2 packs. It always is pretty much in the PTO. There's a pack, and then there's another pack like a minute back, and you
Yeah.
just
Yep.
have to at
Sam
least
Long,
get
though,
the
has his
second
own
pack.
pack.
Yeah, and then there's Sam Long pack, just long.
And just make sure you go straight, but obviously stay in the group. It's always better to be in the group.
Yeah, for sure.
Almost always.
I'm pretty confident it'll be good, but just got to put together like 10 good days of training and see if I can find some aero gains with some weird rear bottle situations. So wait, I have another question about that. Was it faster to have regular bottle than no bottle?
Oh, we didn't
That's what
test
I get.
that.
Okay. So
No, so honestly, yeah. So 2 hours was kind of enough, but also not enough. So we did the big things. We did 25 degrees. We did a lot of arm angles, 25, 15, 10, and then stack. We went like I don't even know what the measurement was, but we just worked our way down and just kept getting faster. So I need to get used to that. It was still not like overly aggressive, but we did not test any bottles besides putting the bottle on the back, like that picture I just sent you. And then we didn't get to do stuff, and I didn't have the equipment either to test like where the bottle, my arrow bottle in the front, the one with the straw, would have been fastest. Like put it a little higher, put it back towards my chest more, put it lower.
Yeah.
It's parallel to the ground right now.
How much time do you think you would have needed to really get what you would have wanted now?
What'd you say?
How much time do you think you would have needed in the wind tunnel?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just an extra hour. I mean, an extra 30 minutes, but just having the right equipment to test it.
Yeah.
I needed to be a bit more prepared and had like some sort of little piece to
Protocol and
slide the
strategy.
bottle, better stack, and then you'd be able to do it all really quick.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, boys. So I need your advice then, because that's what I was basically going to test is the front end bottle tomorrow. So I'm going to do basically I have like anywhere from 0 lift of the bottle all the way up to 4 inches. So I have like 0, 1.25, 2.5, and 4 inches. So I think I'm just going to test like 0 and then 4 and then or 0, 2, and whatever, and then 4. And because 4 will get it pretty close to my chest, I think. So that might be pretty good. But then I want to do the rear bottle as well. And then I have one more helmet that I just borrowed from someone, just the Giro Arrowhead. I don't know if that one's testing fastest for anyone really anymore, but I might as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The fitter I used in Tucson, he liked the Giro. But so it'll be interesting. Did you get a medium?
Medium, yeah. All the bigger helmets so far have tested badly on me.
Yeah, I think the small ones just kind of fit in your shoulder, your gap really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should test. I'm curious. I wish, I mean, I'll test it eventually. I think I have a screenshot here. Seems like those guys put it a lot higher, and then they almost can put their chin on it.
I think it's like those two poles, like the long bolts that stick up. Those are pretty clean. And then the closer it is to your chest, you're just simulating that bottle.
Thought I had a picture. I've
What do you
taken
think
so many
about
screenshots of people doing testing, like what they're testing.
All right, guys. This is a great episode.
anyways? We got to
How's-
figure out how to make me faster because I got to keep up with Funk and friggin' Alcatraz.
Do you have the course yet?
Yes. I'll send you. I was gonna send you the map because I wanted to know where. Like, they don't have a freaking elevation profile. I've never been there. I don't know anything. So you'll
All right, well,
probably
don't get yourself in trouble if you're not supposed to share it.
No, I can send you the course map. It's not.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not fine, we'll just cut this part out and then they won't know to send it to you.
Nothing
Sounds
ever
good.
is cut. You know that. We run this raw.
Raw. No, I heard you guys are going from a ferry and you start at like 6 a.m. So it's gonna be your own ferry. Pros
6:40.
only.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I wonder that drop must not be that much then. I bet it's well, because the ferry we normally start on, it's like a 15-foot drop.
What's your tips for that whole swim? I mean, I just am gonna be following the people. So that's my main thing. But what if there's like 2 groups swimming the same speed and one goes right and one goes left? Who
I
do I
know. Yeah, that's tricky. I would go to the one on the right, unless they're aiming for like the Golden Gate Bridge or something.
Okay.
The reason I got such a big gap, there's 2 big reasons. Number one was I just went freaking straight as I possibly could. And I'm actually doing a video with Blue 70 next week, or yeah, this week, with Victoria, because she also had a really good swim. And they'll explain it. You sight at 3 different buildings because there's no buoys. And then the 3 buildings just are like just a very unique shaped one. It has like a dome roof to it, so it's just easy to spot in the sky in the city. And then you just as you're going with the current, you just slowly see these other buildings. But I just freaking aimed for the 3rd one immediately. It took like 10 minutes to see it. But I just went as straight as possible. Everyone else went into shore first, like they told us to, and then they go with the current a bit more. So they crossed the current and then went with it. I just went completely across it, never went really with it. But it saved me a bunch of distance. And then they also butchered the exit. They went past it and then had to swim directly across almost into the current to get out. I'm not sure where you guys are getting out, if it's still at the yacht club, but if you can like just go parallel to shore at the very end, if you see the yacht club, just try to get as close as you can to shore without going into the harbor.
Mark, that's
Sounds like a
like
terrible
golden
race.
knowledge right there.
Yeah.
Because I was going like right up against shore the last 300 meters, and the kayakers are like, go in, or no, sorry, they're yelling at me before. They did not like how I was swimming out in the, like, because I was pretty far out in the bay. Everyone else was like 400 meters to my left, and but I could see it. It was like I was getting nervous, but I could see. I was like, I know that's the yacht club. It's got a very like, you can see the tents, and this year, and for Alcatraz, you'll see it again. You'll see the white tents of the venue, and that's something they don't really talk about. So just know when you see those white tents, it's going to be the triathlon venue. You're getting close, and then there'll be these big like shore break rocks, red or not red. It might be a red roof, but these black like giant rocks that you'll get out right after.
All right. So, Mark, was this predetermined before you started the swim, or did you just realize as you were going, like, nah, this is better? Like, how
I
did
had some insider info as well. Greg Harper and Evan Colbert both did it. Greg let out also by a minute 2 years ago.
and
He just was like, you're a strong enough swimmer, just go straight. Like swim straight, swim straight.
savage.
Yeah, it was funny. I think I've said this before. They actually did have a buoy, but it was on being towed by the back of a car, back of a boat. And I ended up getting ahead of that buoy somehow. And then they finally saw me, and then they went in front of me. But yeah, just go as straight as you can.
That would have been pretty funny for all the people doing that race who were like, I think I'm first out of the water, and you're like gone 2 minutes ago. Because you
Gone.
went in
Yeah,
such a
Victoria
different
was
direction, they probably
actually
never saw you.
no, never. I mean, the course kind of is out of sight, out of mind the whole time. They only saw me as I was leaving on the bike, and they were just getting in transition, and then
Oh,
you
that's
don't get to see me
awesome.
again.
Nice.
Roommate.
Oh, Leslie's getting home.
Oh,
Sorry, if you hear me saying talking randomly.
Tell
no,
your
it's all right.
girl.
You're on the pod.
It's Mark's girlfriend.
Oh wait, hi.
Leslie, how's it going? How's the dating life? Oh man,
She went upstairs.
she dissed us. All right, well, we've talked about a lot on this episode, and it's been a revelation. Thank you all for keeping it so riveting and data driven. Somebody somewhere wanted to know all of these facts, and I think this information is going to change their life.
How's your jet lag?
Yesterday, I was the worst human being I've been in a long time. I was so mean.
You know, they say wake up and be the best version of yourself. Yesterday, Nick decided that he was going to be the worst version of himself.
I was
Yeah, he messaged me.
terrible.
He goes, my hormones, Mark. I'm like, he's like, I'm just being rude or something. I'm like, just because you're tired.
Yeah, like I didn't give a shit about much of anything, including my own longevity as a married man. I was
You want to say hi?
Sure.
Oh, Leslie, you're on the podcast now. Look at you.
I just got home from the gym. I didn't skip my lifting. I was
Yeah,
a
she's
good
getting
girl and
swole.
it's kind of late.
You look like you're buff AF right now.
I am kind of.
All right.
I better get faster at swimming if I'm gonna look like this.
Those muscles. All right. Yep.
Well, I gotta go set my bike up so I can do aero testing tomorrow. Now I gotta figure out a whole rear bottle freaking wing on the back of my bike. So.
I
Yep.
can't really send you a picture because I cut it off, but
I'm gonna have one on my bike now too. Everyone's gonna be doing it.
it's the new thing. You're welcome.
Okay, so it's regular bottle as straight backwards as possible.
No, it's an
Aero-
arrow bottle. You know that like
That's an
elite
aero bottle?
bottle? The arrow bottle, that the elite water bottle that most people put on their bike frame on the down tube during a race. That bottle.
But you also have a bottle under it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
he's-
couldn't change my other bottle, so I left it at 45 degrees. I'm curious what straight out would be.
Okay, wait. So are you saying what I'm saying is you need as straight of a regular bottle with the elite bottle on top.
Yeah.
You should test them both because
Yeah.
Joe Skipper. I'll just message you about this.
Yeah, I think
Leave it as
you
a
guys can
cliffhanger.
we'll just end this recording real quick. So thanks for tuning in. Check us out next episode when we will have a point and a guest. So thank you for sticking with us.
Peace out.
You guys are the worst.